How's it going, guys? ThunderBuddy01 here. Do you want to provide extra support to the ThunderBuddy01 Media Network? Do you have extra cash lying around? Become an official ThunderBuddy superfan today. For just $2.99 a month, you'll get access to members-only perks, such as shoutouts, exclusive badges and emojis, priority replies to your comments, and when ThunderBuddy01 himself feels like it, early access to new videos. Do not delay, join now. You can use the link in the top of the description, or the blue join button. And as always, strike them likes, flood that subscribe button, and twist that notification bell.
Attention all units. We have a code 6 party failing to stop for police. Supervisor requesting units on non-priority calls. Switch over to tab 2 and monitor the chase.
Flood watch in effect from Wednesday morning through Thursday afternoon. What flooding caused by excessive rainfall is possible? Where portions of northern Delaware, including the following area: Newcastle, New Jersey, including the following areas: Camden, Gloucester, Hunterdon, Mercer, Middlesex, Morris, northwestern Burlington, Salem, Somerset, Sussex, Warren and western Monmouth, and Pennsylvania, including the following areas: Berks, Carbon, Delaware, Eastern Chester, Eastern Montgomery, Lehigh, Lower Bucks, Monroe, Northampton, Philadelphia, Upper Bucks, Western Chester, and Western Montgomery. When? From Wednesday morning through Thursday afternoon. Impacts: excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations. Additional details: additional rainfall amounts between 1.0 to 3.0 inches are likely across portions of the watch area through Thursday. About 2 dozen of our river points are forecast to approach flood stage Wednesday into Thursday, with several exceeding flood stage. The most intense rain is expected to fall Wednesday into Wednesday evening, and with these high rainfall rates, flash flooding cannot be ruled out. Excessive runoff may continue to cause rivers, creeks, and streams to rise through the end of the week even when the rain has ended. http://www.weather.gov/safety/. Flood. Keep in mind that our Advanced Hydrologic Prediction System (AHPS) has been updated and upgraded to our new National Water Prediction Service (NWPS). Hydrographs can be found at https://water.gov. You should monitor later forecasts and be alert for possible flood warnings. Those living in areas prone to flooding should be prepared to take action should flooding develop. For the following area. Coastal flood warning in effect from 1 a.m. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Thursday. What? 1 to 2 feet of inundation above ground level expected in low-lying areas near shorelines and tidal waterways. Where? Middlesex, western Monmouth, eastern Monmouth, Ocean, coastal Ocean, and southeastern Burlington. When? From 1 a.m. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Thursday. Impacts: at this level, widespread roadway flooding occurs in coastal and bayside communities and along inland tidal waterways. Many roads become impassable. Some damage to vulnerable structures may begin to occur. Additional details: widespread minor flooding is forecast with the high tide late tonight. Areas of moderate level coastal flooding are forecast with the high tides Wednesday afternoon through early Thursday morning. Take the necessary actions to protect flood-prone property. If travel is required, do not drive around barricades or through water of unknown depth. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. western Monmouth and eastern Monmouth. When? From 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts. Damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Additional details. The strongest winds are expected to occur near the coast and along Raritan Bay. People should avoid being outside around trees. Use caution if you must drive. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. What? East winds 30 to 40 miles per hour with gusts 55 to 65 miles per hour expected. Where? Western Monmouth and eastern Monmouth. When? From 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts. Damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Additional details. The strongest winds are expected to occur near the coast and along Raritan Bay. People should avoid being outside around trees. Use caution if you must drive. Coastal flood advisory in effect from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Coastal flood warning in effect from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. Thursday. What? For the coastal flood advisory, around 1 foot of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. For the coastal flood warning, around 2 feet of inundation above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline. Where? Southern Queens County. When? For the coastal flood advisory, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday. For the coastal flood warning, from 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. Thursday. Coastal flood impacts. Widespread minus moderate flooding of vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline Wednesday night. Expect around 2 feet of inundation above ground level in low-lying vulnerable areas. This will result in numerous road closures and cause widespread flooding of low-lying properties, including parking lots, lawns, and homeless businesses with basements near the waterfront. Roads, parks, and vulnerable areas near the waterfront will likely become flooded. Flooding will also extend inland from the waterfront along tidal rivers and the shoreline Thursday morning. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Thursday. 1.5 to 2.5 feet of flood above ground level expected in vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline with the Wednesday evening and early Thursday morning high tides. Where? In Connecticut, southern Fairfield, and southern New Haven counties. In New York, southern Westchester, Rock, northwest Suffolk, northern Queens, and northern Nassau counties. 1 from 4 p.m. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Thursday. Coastal flood impact. Widespread flooding of vulnerable areas near the waterfront and shoreline, including roads, parking lots, parks, lawns, and homes and businesses with basements near the lower 40s. Numerous east winds are likely, and vehicles parked in vulnerable areas near the waterfront may likely become flooded. Flooding will also extend inland from the waterfront along tidal rivers and bays. Highs in the shoreline and impacts. Breaking waves of 3 to 7 feet Wednesday evening, along with elevated water levels, will result in beach erosion with damage to shoreline structures possible. Waves splashing over bulkheads and seawalls will likely exacerbate flooding of shoreline roadways and properties. Additional details: the combination of heavy rain, runoff, and elevated water levels Wednesday evening and early Thursday morning may cause localized flash flooding along some shoreline roads and properties. The coverage and magnitude of flooding early Thursday morning will be dependent on track of low pressure and timing of wind shift from easterly gales to northwest gales. This will be refined over the next 24 hours. Take the necessary actions to protect flood-prone property. If travel is required, do not drive around barricades or through water of unknown depth. Here is the official national web. High wind warning in effect from 10 a.m. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday. West, east winds 30 to 40 miles per hour with 50 miles per hour. Northern Berkshire County, in Vermont, Bennington County. Wind from 10 a.m. Wednesday to 10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday. Impacts: damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. People should avoid being outside in forested areas and around trees and branches. If possible, remain in the lower levels of your home during the windstorm and avoid windows. Use caution if you must drive. What? Flood warning in effect Wednesday morning. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Hudson River near Poughkeepsie. When? Wednesday morning. Additional details: at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time Tuesday, the stage was 1.9 feet. Forecast: the river will rise to around flood stage with a maximum value of 4.5 feet tomorrow morning, then fall back below flood stage after 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Flood stage is 4.2 feet. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Warning in effect from 11 a.m. this morning to 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Friday. What? Heavy mixed precipitation expected. Total snow includes accumulations of 5 to 10 inches and accumulations of around 1/10 of an inch. Winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. Where? The northern Berkshires and western Massachusetts, mainly with elevations above 1,500 feet. When? From 11 a.m. this morning to 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Friday. Impacts: travel will be very difficult. The hazardous conditions could impact the Wednesday evening. Strong winds could cause extensive damage to trees and power lines, resulting in some power outages. Additional details: mixed precipitation through this afternoon will change over to snow tonight and continue through the day Thursday. The snow could fall heavy at times with snowfall rates approaching 1 inch per hour. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. It's 11 a.m. this morning to 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday. What? East winds 25 to 35 miles per hour with gusts up to 60 miles per hour expected. Where? Portions of southern Connecticut, northeast New Jersey, and southeast New York. When? From 11 a.m. this morning to 6 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time Thursday. Impacts: damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Widespread power outages are expected. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Remain in the lower levels of your home during the windstorm and avoid windows. Watch for falling debris and tree limbs. Use caution if you must drive. What? Flood warning in effect until 11:45 a.m. this morning. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? A portion of northern New Jersey, including the Fallon County, Hunterdon. When? Until 11:45 a.m. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details: at 7:33 a.m., flooding was ongoing or was expected to begin shortly across portions of the warned area. Between 0.5 and 1 inch of rain fell overnight. Additional rain is expected today. For Nishanik and Rebo, at 7:15 a.m. the stage was 6.42 feet. Flood stage is 6.5 feet. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast for the New York. Flood warning in effect from this evening to early Friday afternoon. What? Moderate flooding is forecast. Where? Millstone River and Blackwell's Mills. When? From this evening to early Friday afternoon. Impacts: at 6.0 feet, the Bridgetown Causeway is closed due to flooding. At 7.0 feet, several more causeways are closed due to flooding. At 9.0 feet, flood stage reached with flooding now along River Road in Blackwell's Mills and south. River Street in Millstone. Base of Route 533 bridge floods. River Road between Yorktown and Amsterdam is subject to closure. Canal Road near Sagan Road floods. At 10.0 feet, the DNR Canal is flooded by the Millstone River. Additional details: at 10:15 a.m. Wednesday the stage was 7.0 feet. Forecast: the river is expected to rise above flood stage this evening to a crest of 10.7 feet tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood stage Friday morning. Flood stage is 9.0 feet. Flood history: this crest compares to a previous crest of 10.8 feet on June 10, 1989. The offshore waters forecast for south of Long Island between Rockland Point and Sandy Hook. Flood warning in effect from late tonight until further notice. Replaces river flood watch. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Powhatan River and Westerly. When? From late tonight until further notice. Impacts: at 8.0 feet, flood waters approach lowest lying homes along Hiscox Road in Westerly. Along Route 3, flooding occurs at some homes in French Village in Hopkinton. Additional details: at 11 a.m. Wednesday the stage was 6.4 feet. Thankful stage is 7.0 feet. Forecast: the river will oscillate below flood stage with a maximum value of 8.0 feet early Friday morning. It will rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight. Flood stage is 7.0 feet. The marine forecast for long. Flood warning in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? A portion of northern New Jersey, including the Fallon counties, Hunterdon and Somerset. When? Until 8 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details: at 1:59 p.m., Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated the heavy rain. Flooding is already occurring in the warned area, including along the Nishanik and Rebo. Between 0.5 and 1 inch of rain has fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 1.5 inches are possible in the warned area. For South Branch Raritan River at Stanton, at 1:30 p.m. the stage was 6.11 feet. Flood stage is 8 feet. For Nishanik at Reeville, at 1:45 p.m. the stage was 6.82 feet. Flood stage is 6.5 feet. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Flood warning in effect until 10:30 p.m. this evening. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected.
Are you kidding me? The $400 million off?
Portion of northern New Jersey, including the following counties: Somerset. When? Until 10:30 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details: at 4:27 p.m., Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain. Flooding is already occurring in the warned area. Between 0.5 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 0.5 to 1.5 inches are possible in the warned area. For Lamington River at Burnt Mills, at 3:45 p.m. the stage was 9.38 feet. Flood stage is 11 feet. For North Branch Raritan River at South Branch, at 4 p.m. the stage was 8.14 feet. Flood stage is 8 feet. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Here are the current conditions. National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Ocean County, northeastern Burlington County, Monmouth County, southeastern Middlesex County, until 6:15 p.m. At 5:08 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Woodruff, or 12 miles west of Toms River, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: minor damage to vehicles is possible. Locations impacted include Toms River, Long Branch, Asbury Park, Sandy Hook, Lakewood, Middletown, Old Bridge, Jackson, Howell, Marlboro, Manalapan, Tinton Falls, Holdell, Red Bank, Keensburg, Methuen, Highlands, Lakehurst, Farmingdale, and Roosevelt. This includes the following highways: Interstate 195 in New Jersey between mile markers 12 and 34. Garden State Parkway between mile markers 90 and 123. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. You are listening to Notice All Hazards.
Never thought I'd be seeing that on my radios again.
Mount Holly, New Jersey has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Ocean County in southern New Jersey, northeastern Burlington County in southern New Jersey, Monmouth County in central New Jersey, southeastern Middlesex County in northern New Jersey, until 6:15 p.m. At 5:08 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located over Woodruff, or 12 miles west of Toms River, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: quarter-size hail. Source: radar indicated. Impact: minor damage to vehicles is possible. Locations impacted include Toms River, Long Branch, Asbury Park, Sandy Hook, Lakewood, Middletown, Old Bridge, Jackson, Howell, Marlboro, Manalapan, Tinton Falls, Holdell, Red Bank, Keensburg, Methuen, Highlands, Lakehurst, Farmingdale, and Roosevelt. This includes the following highways: Interstate 195 in New Jersey between mile markers 12 and 34. Garden State Parkway between mile markers 90 and 123. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:15 p.m. for the following counties in New Jersey: Burlington, Middlesex, Monmouth, and Ocean. From this evening until further notice.
What? Moderate flooding is forecast. Where? Passaic River at Pine Brook. When? From this evening until further notice. Impacts at 19.0 feet. Street flooding begins in Fairfield, including Camp Lane Road. Two Bridges Road is closed going into Lincoln Park and Wayne. At 19.5 feet, Horseneck Road in Fairfield is subject to flooding and closures. At 20.0 feet, Eagle Rock Avenue in Roseland is subject to flooding. Camp Lane Road, River Edge Drive, and Broadway Lane in Fairfield are flooded. Stewart Place is closed. At 20.5 feet, Bloomfield Avenue in West Caldwell floods. Mad Drive, Brook Street, and Oak Road in Fairfield are flooded and subject to closures. At 21.0 feet, widespread flooding in Fairfield, including Bloomfield Avenue. Residences between Route 80 and Route 46 flood. Route 46 East and Wayne is shut down. Commercial properties on Bloomfield Avenue in West Caldwell are flooded. Additional details, at 5:15 p.m. Wednesday the stage was 18.3 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage late this evening and continue rising to a crest at 20.4 feet early Friday morning. Flood stage is 19.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to a previous crest of 20.4 feet on January 29, 1996. Flood warning in effect from late tonight to early Friday afternoon. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Rockaway River at Boonton below RESVR. When? From late tonight to early Friday afternoon. Impacts at 6.0 feet. Flooding occurs on Vale Road in Moatsville. The road heading into Parsippany is subject to closures. Additional details, at 5 p.m. Wednesday the stage was 4.6 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight to a crest of 5.5 feet tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood stage Friday morning. Flood stage is 5.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to a previous crest of 5.5 feet on March 30th, 1994. Flood warning in effect from late tonight to tomorrow morning. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? North Branch Raritan River at Raritan. When? From late tonight to tomorrow morning. Impacts at 7.0 feet. Minor flooding begins upstream on Black River Road. At 10.0 feet, flooding occurs along Old York Road and in North Branch Village. Additional details, at 5:45 p.m. Wednesday the stage was 7.9 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight to a crest of 10.2 feet. It will then fall below flood stage overnight. Flood stage is 10.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to a previous crest of 10.2 feet on June 22, 1972. Flood warning in effect from late tonight to tomorrow evening. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Raritan River at Bound Brook. When? From late tonight to tomorrow evening. Impacts at 28.0 feet. Backyard and low areas are protected by levees and the flood wall. Without the levees or if there is a breach in the levees, minor flooding will occur. Additional details, at 5:45 p.m. Wednesday the stage was 26.1 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage just after midnight tonight to a crest of 28.8 feet tomorrow morning. It will then fall below flood stage early tomorrow afternoon. Flood stage is 28.0 feet. Flood history. This crest compares to a previous crest of 29.1 feet on March 31st, 2010.
Coastal flood warning remains in effect until 10 a.m. Thursday. What? 1-1.
Flood warning in effect until midnight tonight. What? Flooding caused by excessive rainfall is expected. Where? A portion of northern New Jersey,
that's what it
including
is.
the following counties: Morris and Somerset. When? Until midnight tonight. Impacts: flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying and flood-prone locations is imminent or occurring. Additional details at 5:56 p.m. Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain. Flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly in the warned area. Between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts up to 1 inch are possible in the warned area. For Whippany River at Morristown, at 5:40 p.m. the stage was 5.0 feet. Flood stage is 6 feet. Turn around, don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles.
Flood watch remains in effect.
Out 20 nautical miles, outer waters from Sandy Hook to Manasquan Inlet, New Jersey, out 20 to 40 nautical miles until 8:30 p.m. At 7:27 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located 8 nautical miles northwest of Ship Bottom, moving northeast at 45 knots. Hazard: wind gusts 34 knots or greater and large hail. Source: radar. Impact: small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Large hail could result in structural damage. Locations impacted include Ocean Gate, Seagirt Reef, Barnegat Light Reef, Axel Carlson Reef, Silverton, Ford River, La Valette, Barnegat Light, Shark River Reef, Point Pleasant Beach, Del Mar, Seaside Park, Manasquan Inlet, Pine Beach, and Harvey Cedars. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. Your lead warning for Delaware Bay, coastal waters from Manasquan Inlet, New Jersey to Fenwick Island, Delaware, out 20 nautical miles until 10:45 p.m. At 10:11 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located over Slaughter Beach, moving northeast at 55 knots. Hazard: wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source: radar. Impact: small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Atlantic City, Little Egg Reef, Brown Shoal Light, 14-foot Bank Light, Slaughter Beach, Great Egg Inlet, Cape Henlopen, East Point, Bowers Beach, Cape May Point, Miami Light, Brandywine Shoal Light, Wildwood, Overfalls Shoal, Beach Haven, The Lump, Fortesk Beach, Little Egg Inlet, Bowie G, and Brigantine. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly, New Jersey has issued a special marine warning for coastal waters from Manasquan Inlet, New Jersey to Fenwick Island, Delaware, out 20 nautical miles, outer waters from Little Egg Inlet to Cape May, New Jersey, out 20 to 40 nautical miles until 11 p.m. At 10:16 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located near Rehoboth Beach, moving northeast at 55 knots. Hazard: wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source: radar. Impact: small craft could be damaged in briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Bowie 2FB, Atlantic City Reef, Bowie 4FB, Bowie 3FB, Rehoboth Beach, Great Egg Reef, Ocean City Reef, 28-mile wreck, Cape May Reef, Bowie 2 milliseconds, Wildwood Reef, Indian River Inlet Bridge, Little Egg Reef, and Wildwood. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. The coastal waters of New Jersey out 20 nautical miles until 11:45 p.m. At 10:46 p.m., a strong thunderstorm was located near Seattle City, or near the Lump, moving northeast at 55 knots. Hazard: wind gusts to 40 knots. Source: radar. Impact: small craft could be damaged
damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Atlantic City, Little Egg Reef, Atlantic City Reef, Ship Bottom, Great Egg Inlet, Garden State South Reef, Harvey Cedars, Great Egg Reef, Ocean City Reef, Beach Haven, Lilith, North Beach Haven, Garden State North Reef, Little Egg Inlet, Luigi, Brigantine, Seal City, and Wildwood Reef. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. At 11:23 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located 27 nautical miles east of Garden State North Reef, moving northeast at 50 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. The severe thunderstorm will remain over mainly open waters. Move to safe harbor until hazardous weather passes. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. You're listening to NOAA's all-season special marine warning for coastal waters from Sandy Hook to Little Egg Inlet, New Jersey, out 20 nautical miles. Outer waters from Sandy Hook to Manasquat Inlet, New Jersey, out 20 to 40 nautical miles until 12:45 a.m. At 12:06 a.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located over Seaside Park, moving northeast at 50 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Ocean Gate, Seagirt Reef, Barnegat Light Reef, Axel Carlson Reef, Silverton, La Valette, Shark River Reef, Point Pleasant Beach, Belmar, Seaside Park, Manasquat Inlet, Pine Beach, and Fort River. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Here is the forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. High wind warning now in effect until 2 a.m. Thursday. Flood watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. Thursday. Coastal flood advisory in effect until 7 a.m. Thursday.
I think I only heard one EOM and all of that.
Until 1:45 a.m. At 12:45 a.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing waterspouts was located near Shark River Reef, moving northeast at 45 knots. Hazard, waterspouts and wind gusts 34 knots or greater. Source, radar. Impact, waterspouts can easily overturn boats and create locally hazardous seas. Small craft could be damaged and briefly higher winds and suddenly higher waves. Locations impacted include Shark River Reef. Move to safe harbor immediately as gusty winds and high waves are expected. Here is the forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. High wind warning remains in state. Wind from early this morning to late this afternoon. Additional details at 1:45 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. State speed was 2.6 feet. Forecast. The river will also have enough flood speeds with a maximum value of 5.5 feet late this morning. Flood speeds is 4.2 feet. http://www.weather.gov/safety/flood. Flood warning in effect from this morning to early tomorrow afternoon. What? Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Wanacue River at Wanacue Dam. When? From this morning to early tomorrow afternoon. Impacts. At 5.0 feet, open adjacent land begins to flood. Waters rise around Wilderness Island Park. At 6.0 feet, John East. Murray Park begins to flood. Hirschfield Park floods. The athletic fields begin to take on water. Parking lots and Hirschfield Park Place floods. Carlo Field floods. At 7.0 feet, Back Beach Park, Indiana, Wanacue begins to flood. The light industrial area off of Lakeside Avenue in Pompton Lakes floods. VFWA in Pompton Lakes begins to flood. Backyards flood on Henderson Court and Hill Court in Pompton Lakes. Additional details, at 4:10 a.m. Thursday the stage was 5.5 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage late this morning to a crest of 6.2 feet this evening. It will then fall below flood stage late tomorrow morning. Flood stage is 6.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to a previous crest of 6.1 feet on March 31st, 2010. Until this evening, impacts at 7.0 feet. Flooding is likely in the vicinity of Meadow Road, Route 17, and the Gildersleeve section of Portland. A portion of this roadway will likely be closed. This includes the Exchange Club of Portland Fairgrounds. Road agents should prepare for a period of swift river flows during this period. Additional details, at 6:55 a.m. Thursday, the stage was 6.6 feet. The rainfall stage is 7.0 feet. Forecast, the river will oscillate around flood stage with a maximum value of 7.5 feet late this morning. Flood stage is 7.0 feet. The marine forecast for wind until further notice. Impacts 8.0 feet. Flood waters at first lowest line points along the road in West Coast. From this evening until further notice. Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Passaic River at Little Falls. When? From this evening until further notice. Impacts 5.5 feet. The low range of East Wilson Street in Patterson, closest to the river, begins to flood. 6.0 feet. Portions of Hoffman Road in Wayne sustains a nuisance flooding. 6.5 feet. Low-lying areas in the vicinity of two bridges in Wayne are flooded. The lower end of Oregon Street in Patterson, closest to the river, begins to flood. At 7.0 feet, minor flooding begins in Lincoln Park, Wayne and Little Falls. At 8.0 feet, flooding occurs in the old Wayne area of Wayne. The recycling center and Wagon Road Outfield complex in Hawthorne begins to experience flooding. At 8.5 feet, widespread flooding occurs in Fairfield. Additional details, at 7:15 a.m. Thursday, the stage was 6.2 feet. Forecast, the river is expected to rise above flood stage this afternoon and continue rising to a crest of 7.6 feet early tomorrow afternoon. Flood stage is 7.0 feet. Flood history, this crest compares to the previous crest of 7.6 feet on July 9, 1984. Snow. Total snow accumulation of 2 to 6 inches. Weather in Connecticut, northern Litchfield County. In Massachusetts, south in Berkshire County. Wind until 2 p.m. this afternoon. Impacts, dry and slippery road conditions. Hazardous conditions could affect the Thursday morning. Here's warning in effect from this afternoon until further notice. Minor flooding is forecast. Where? Passaic River above Zangak. When? From this afternoon until further notice. Additional details at 6:45 a.m. First data stage was 7.9 feet. Road forecast. The river is expected to rise above flood stage this afternoon and continue rising to crest at 9.5 feet early tomorrow afternoon.